bathroom. There hasn't been really any no news. I think the only thing that we looking forward to is what's happening. I think Clowney might sign with the Browns. Fantastic signing for them. Other than that, I know Darno went to the Panthers. That I think, as bad as Darno has been with the Jets, I think that's a good signing for the Panthers. They have 2 years because they said they're going to exercise fifth year option. So I think that leaves fourth and fifth years. They got 2 years, and I think they're trading enough for next season, next year's draft, which is great. They don't have to give up any draft capital for the draft. At least I think. I don't remember the exact trade. I know it was 2 picks for next year's. That's all I really. There might have been a third pick, but regardless, a lot of people are saying that it's an overpay, and you're just giving up picks for next year's. Even if you give up like a third day pick for this year's draft, that for a QB you're gonna, that has experience in the game already. I don't think he's bad. A lot of potential. You know, the Gase effect. I just don't like Adam Gase at all. So if anything, you have 2 years to see if this is your guy, right? And you gave up next to nothing. So I mean, I don't want to say next to nothing because a second and a fourth could have been very valuable, but it's not like it was this year's draft. If it was this year's draft, I would have said that might have been a lot. But other than that, that leaves question marks for Teddy Bridgewater. I've seen some people talking about whether the Patriots of Teddy Bridgewater. Why? Right? My mic is like right here. So I'm just saying, like, why are we picking? Why are we even talking about picking up Teddy Bridgewater? He was just never good at all. His best season with the Vikings, they were ranked 31st in passing offense with Adrian Peterson, Stephon Diggs, a prime Kyle Rudolph. The team was good, but you're ranked 31st in passing offense. Why would I want Teddy Bridgewater? Yes, fine. He went 5-0 with the Saints when Drew Brees went down. But look at the team they have. You better not lose. The only way you lose is if you're like Jameis Winston. It's the only way you lose is if you're throwing interceptions because you have a top defense, Pro Bowlers, and all pros all over the place. You have Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas. You better not lose. Even then, he did not look good at all. He didn't look impressive. I didn't like what I watched. Where I thought he deserved like a starting spot. And then the contract that he got, he didn't do anything for the contract that he got. He's just not good. So a lot of people are talking about that Darno is not an upgrade. As bad as Darno has been with Gase, he's still an upgrade. Darno's best season with the Jets is better than Teddy Bridgewater's 11-5 season with the Vikings. I think they were like 8-7, 15 that season, which was like second season. So regardless of what you think about Darno, he's still an upgrade over Teddy Bridgewater because that's just how bad he is. I'd rather trade for Jimmy G than get Teddy Bridgewater. That's how much I don't like it. And I've reiterated too many times that I don't want Jimmy G at all. I think Jimmy G is average at best because he's only had one good season in like the 6 years he's been in the league. And he's still 10 times better than Teddy Bridgewater. And I don't like Jimmy. So, um, I would have given, uh, I would have given Darno a shot in New England, right? That's how much I think he still has a chance to make a career out of it, right? I would have given Darno a chance. I liked what I saw. It's just, can he be fixed with whatever the hell is going on in New York? Because they just don't know how to run an organization. I don't know what the Jets are doing, right? Not that I thought Mark Sanchez was ever good. Not that I thought any of the QBs they've gotten were like really much anything. But I thought Darno was pretty solid, right? Where with proper coaching and development, he could have been something. But like then you bring in the abomination that is Adam Gase, and he just I don't know what he's doing. I guess Peyton Manning can make him look good enough where he can get another starting job. So I don't know. but the latest rumor has, well, not really much of a rumor. This guy Mike Reese on Twitter wrote an article that what is it? That the Patriots are pressing the pause button on quarterback, but then in the article it says dates to look out for the NFL draft. I mean, obviously New England isn't going to tell you if they're moving up for a quarterback. It's just a rumor. There's been so many reports of guys that are close to Belichick, guys that have worked in New England. I mean, sure, I've never really like tried to cover New England, right? I've usually just waited to see who they draft, and it's just like, all right, cool, whatever. Because we were always going to compete with Brady and whoever else we have, right? Because the Belichick way, the New England way is do your job, next man up, type of thing. But you always have the guy at quarterback. Now we don't have the guy at quarterback, but it's hard to believe that Belichick, who doesn't talk to the media. You've seen his interview. He doesn't talk to the media at all. I find it hard that he's just going to tell you what he's going to do. It's already been an unpredictable offseason, having $16 million cap space, and then spending all of it. So, I don't know. I just find it hard to believe that he's just going to tell you what his moves are. So, I don't know. I think it's going to be a mystery. I'm pretty sure there's probably a trade already in place, but Belichick's the kind of guy that'll wait until draft day to make the trade. So there's already reports that they're going to Justin Fields' second pro day. The 49ers will be there too. So I'm pretty sure the Patriots will wait to see who the 49ers take at 3 and then just make the jump. And I think that's what's going to happen. Nobody's talking about it, but I think that's what's going to happen. I think Belichick probably knows who his guy is and is just waiting. Right? Because he doesn't want to tip his cap off because he's not in a position to, because you have the 49ers at 3 that can ruin everything. So he's not tipping his cap off on anything. Right? For all we know, it could be Trey Lance. We have not heard about Trey Lance at all. Right? We don't even know if they're going to his second pro day, which is Monday. So we don't even know. So yeah. So I don't know. I think it's too people are talking about who we can take in day 2. I don't like any of the day 2 quarterbacks. Will I watch more footage if we do take a day 2 quarterback? Sure. Will I be happy about any of the guys we take in day 2? No. Because I think we'll be in the same position next year or year 2. Because next year it's Cam's. This season is Cam's season, so it doesn't even matter who we draft. If it's a year 1 quarterback, it could be their time, like halfway through the season, like they did in Miami. But there's no guarantee that anybody in the, I know there's no guarantee any of the year 1 quarterbacks. The top tier quarterbacks are going to be like elite, right? There's no guarantee because it's a draft. But there's a reason why the quarterbacks taken day 2 and 3 don't really work, right? The talent level just it's you got the top 5 here, and then there's a steep cliff. It's just the talent drop off. It's crazy. So will I be thrilled about a day 2 quarterback? No. There's nobody there that I've seen that is just like, wow, he's really good. Like, a lot of people don't even like Mac Jones as it is, and I do, right? And I think he is day 1 talent. People are saying that he's day 2 talent. I disagree whatsoever. I disagree a lot. Right? Tua was supposed to be a number 1 pick before his injury, and he came out of the same school with the same weapons. So I find that very confusing. And no, Tua, in my opinion, did not have a better season in 2018 than Mac Jones did in 2020. He had more touchdowns, but he was less accurate and had less yardage. So I just, it's weird. Very weird. But let me show you back. Let me pause this. Is display capture? Is it this one? Yes, it is. Okay. So Mike Reese, he said Josh Uche had his rookie season end in late December and end in December due to a foot injury. This is him, I guess, working out now. This kid's gonna be good. So then I tweeted, "Hey Mike, is it fair to say the Pats have other holes to fill, not including the quarterback?" Not sure where the Pats are in these scenarios that I mentioned. Gilmore replacement, number one receiver, Edelman replacement, Hightower replacement, McCourty replacement, and tackle depth. And he said, like the list here, no arguments for me. Smart to be thinking 2 years, next 2 years. Because we don't know. Gilmore might not even be on the team come 2021 football season. A lot of people might not be thinking this, but I'm pretty sure. Let me come back here. I'm pretty sure like Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne aren't what's the word? It's not temporary, it's permanent. I don't think they're permanent pieces on the team. Maybe Kendrick Bourne, because I feel like he's a Belichick kind of guy where he's, like tough on the inside. But like somebody like Aguilar, who's only signed to a 2-year deal, and you can cut him after one and save 10 million. I feel like he's a placeholder. That's what I'm thinking. Like you can just let him go after this season and save 10 million instead of paying him whatever is left in the contract. So like, don't be surprised, right? Nobody's brought that up, but you have to look at everything from every possible angle just to see. A lot of people are saying we don't need a number one receiver. Yeah, we do. We're not good enough on receiver. Yes, we have 2 tight ends. That's fantastic. But you still need an outside threat. Yes, I know it's Aguilar, but he's not, like, if we draft a quarterback, he's not going to be here 5-10 years, right? He's not going to be like Stephon Diggs. He's not going to be like a Devontae Adams, Jordy Nelson. He's not going to be a Julio Jones, Roddy White. He's not going to be it's like a Tyreek Hill, right? He's not going to be like a Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, right? He's not going to be like any of those type of players. Is he good enough? Yeah, he's good enough. Like, he's a great receiver too. But we don't have a receiver one. It's okay to have 2 receivers, 2 tight ends, and a running back. 2 receivers, 3 tight ends. 3 receivers, 2 tight ends, right? It's great to have those kind of sets, but we can't do that. Our receivers good and like solid enough? Yeah, they're solid enough, but they're not like building blocks, right? You can let all 3 of them go, and you probably won't be missing anything because they're just solid. They're solid pieces. That's it. Belichick has tried to grab number 1 receivers, right? Moss, Josh Gordon, Antonio Brown, but they were guys on the cheap. And sure, Brandon Cooks, right? You could say Brandon Cooks. Let me move my camera, Kenny. Brandon Cooks, he tried to make it work, but that was for Jimmy G. Now, him getting Brandon Cooks for Jimmy G told me that he's willing to adjust and change up his offense and get a number 1 receiver for his next quarterback. That's definitely possible for the next guy coming up. Really can't do that with Cam. Cam has never really played with number 1 receiver, and I don't think that's his kind of play style, where you need a number 1 receiver for a guy like Cam. Right? Look who he's played with in Carolina. He never had like anybody close to a number 1 receiver. I think his best receiver was like a Ted Ginn. Was it Ted Ginn Jr.? I don't even know. But he's made it work with just about anybody, including Greg Olsen. So, but for the next guy up, don't be surprised if he drafts like a receiver day 2 or 3. Even day 3 receivers, there's so much talent in receiver in the draft where like an Amon-Ra St. Brown late in the second can be a number 1 receiver. Amari Rodgers can be a fantastic weapon in New England. Maybe not a number 1 receiver, but he can be a Curtis Samuel. And you line that up with the guys that we have now, that can work. So you never know. Those are just ideas I'm throwing out there. But it is confirmed. Let me show the tweet before I go. I retweeted it, but I'll just show Evan's tweet. Breer says Patriots will be at Justin Fields' second pro day. Belichick and McDaniels were at Alabama during Fields' first throwing session, and they sent Elliott Wolf to Ohio State that day. So, and they didn't go to his first pro day. They went to they went to Mac Jones' second pro day, and Mac Jones' first pro day was a lot better. So before you judge his second pro day, watch his first pro day. Like, yes, he had like 3 overthrown balls, and everybody's overreacting. No offense to Justin Fields, I like him too, but he had a lot of underthrown balls. So nobody was perfect, even Trey Lance, and I thought he had an amazing pro day. His pro day wasn't perfect either. So before we start judging Mac Jones, let's judge everybody else the same way. Trey Lance overthrew a couple of guys just by a hair, which is fine, right? You're overthrowing guys you've never thrown to before. Same thing with Mac Jones. He overthrew a lot of some of the receivers there, maybe like 2 or 3 passes. But his throws to Devontae Smith were beautiful. Nobody's talking about that. So like let's be fair on all sides. But we're here. They're going to Justin Fields' second pro day, and nothing on Trey Lance just yet. So if they don't go to Trey Lance's pro day, that does not mean they are not interested. Trey Lance could possibly very well be their guy, and they're just not tipping their cap off in any way. Same thing with Denver did with Jay Cutler. They showed zero interest. Come draft day, they drafted him, and they were in on him the whole time. So we have no idea what Bill's doing. That's why all these reports that I'm seeing that we may not trade up, we may not even draft a quarterback. If we do, is like a day 3 guy. I'm not listening to any of those guys. I'm not listening to any of those guys because we just don't know what Bill's doing. I find it hard to believe that a guy that just doesn't talk to the media at all is just gonna tell somebody else, here, tell the media this. This is exactly what I'm gonna do. No, I don't believe it at all. So that's that. I'll try to come up with the video a lot sooner. Hopefully something happens. I might react to Justin Fields' pro day. I'm gonna try to. Last time I tried to like watch the highlights while I was streaming. It didn't work out. So I will definitely react to some of it. We'll see. But his pro day is Wednesday, so I will definitely be watching that at some point. Anyway, ask me any questions in the comment section and I'll answer it depending on the question. I could make it into a video. I definitely don't mind doing that. I could do another mock draft live on stream too. Whatever you guys want me to do, let me know in terms of football content. I'm open to all ideas. Anyway, my name is Maverick, aka Protagonist, signing out. Hit that like and subscribe button, por favor, and I'm out. Peace.